Attention Patriot investors. Are you investing your retirement money in companies whose ethical behavior is not aligned with your conservative values? Constitution Wealth, the Patriot's choice in wealth management, is the answer. We can help you clarify what's important to you about the companies you invest in and create a custom portfolio that lines up with your personal convictions. Contact us at constitutionwealth.com/values and talk to one of our certified financial planner professionals. Be proud of what you own. That's constitutionwealth.com/values.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Red Pill News. As always, I'm your host, Zach Payne, the corruption detector, and joining me once again, my good friend Colin Plume from Noble Gold. Colin, how are you today, buddy?
I'm doing really good. I was just, before you got here, I was just going to show you one of these shipwreck coins that I have. I know we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
But I have, before I go, I'll get up real quick and I'll show you these shipwreck coins that people have been buying from us. Really fascinating coins. So anyone that's looking for something fun, I'm going to show you something interesting at the end here. But
yeah, very interested.
Yeah, everything is good. You know, we I don't know if you saw what's going on with the SEC. They're looking to sue Coinbase. They're very concerned about what is the SEC concerned about? Taxes? I mean, obviously they want to get their grips into Coinbase. I mean, that's really what this comes down to.
Sure.
They said it has to do with their lending operation, but why couldn't someone lend out their crypto? Why would it be different than any other type of? I mean, if you want to buy a house, you can get a hard money loan, or if you want to pull money out, you can do that there. You can. So I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to protect the banks, basically, is what they're doing.
Definitely.
They don't want a whole new lending operation out there that they can't control. And that's really what it comes down to. I bet the banking industry probably put a lot of pressure on the SEC to go after them, because if the trend continues in crypto where we're going right now, let's say there's just billions and trillions of dollars in crypto and those people aren't selling and they can lend it out at a return of 4 to 6%, that's going to pull money out of banks, because banks aren't going to, all these, mortgage notes that people are doing, or all these people that are pulling out seconds on their homes, they're just going to go to their crypto and pull money out there, or borrow against their crypto and make a return. So I think it's really a ploy to kind of keep money at the banks, which the government is obviously always pushing. They have much more control over the banks. I mean, the Federal Reserve obviously is, it's built on banks, the big banks. So, this SEC coming in and saying they have a problem with this lending institution is they're gonna, once they formally sue, they will get in there and they're gonna start learning about people that are investors there and diving in and trying to get more data, and that could be worrisome for some early investors there.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, it definitely seems to me to be a ploy to preserve people doing business with the banks, because at this point, I mean, I've pulled all my money out of banks. I've got no reason to keep my money in there, because you're making like a 0.5% interest or something like that. But I can put all that in crypto, and I can, like you said, I can make 4 to 6% just allowing it to sit there. Right. And it's like I'm getting paid weekly on this stuff. Whereas with a bank, you may get a couple of pennies at the end of the year. So there's really no point to even keep it there. And I'm sure you heard about this, but Chase just canceled General Flynn's accounts, like all of his accounts, his lines of credit, his credit card. I think they canceled his mortgage too, or they made it, they sold it off to somebody else. But this gives people an even bigger reason to not want to do business with these financial institutions. It seems like it is a last ditch effort to try to squeeze as much money out of the people that are trying to create this, this 21st century financial world, rather than going with the dinosaurs of old.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of, in essence, crypto could, if it continues a trend, could replace the banks in a lot of different ways, right? I mean, they have capital, they can move money faster than anybody, right? They have all the mechanisms in place.
Attention Patriot investors. Are you getting help on investing, taxes, asset protection, estate planning, and charitable matters from an organization who doesn't share your conservative values? Why? Constitution Wealth, the Patriot's choice in wealth management, stands ready to help you make your important money decisions from a conservative perspective. Go to constitutionwealth.com/values and align your money with your values. That's constitutionwealth.com/values.
They've had to do all the checking on individuals in their accounts, just like a bank would. So, I mean, they have a lot of the characteristics of a bank. They hold a lot of capital. They hold more capital than banks, if you think about it. Banks don't have to keep much cash.
Right.
We have a partial, the term partial reserve system. It's not the name of the term. It'll come to me. But basically, banks can lend out 90% of their deposits. Mm-hmm. And so really the security in these institutions is better in an institution like a Coinbase, because they don't have the ability to lend out that amount because there's so much being moved around at all times. So it is a threat on the banks, basically. And, moving into alternative investments, and I mean, you could go down the line from NFTs to art to comic books. I mean, people are moving away from the banks. And so the SEC, wants to continue to control money and see where things are going. And so they're going after Coinbase, and they'll continue to do that. And this is part of the reason that, I wanted to get into crypto with My Digital Money over the last 12 to 18 months. We have a trading platform. It's IRA approved. Our cash or non-IRA accounts will be open in the next 30 days. And part of the reason I wanted to get into this is I knew a lot of these custodians out there, these third-party Coinbase, Binance, they didn't set things up the right way years ago because it was kind of like the Wild Wild West when they started these businesses. So we have done all that. We're in a position where our product we've built a product that people can stand by. They can put funds in there. They know it's safe. It's been approved by the IRS. So I feel very comfortable if people are looking to invest in crypto, that My Digital Money will be a great place. And so they can do an IRA in it, or they can they'll be able to just do a cash account in the next 30 days. So we're really excited about that. And one of the cool features that we're starting to see a lot of people take advantage of is our swing trader feature, our trigger orders. So we've seen about 10% of our deposits, they've been taking advantage of the market, which means they've picked a number for Bitcoin, for instance, and they set a price. And when it hits that price, they're selling. So people are taking quick profits within their My Digital Money account, and they're seeing great gains. And so what they're doing is they're taking advantage of that volatility, which a lot of people don't do. They don't realize that, a 15% swing, a sell, let it pull back, jumping back in. And if you can continue to do that over months and years, the profit can be exponentially bigger than just holding. And so that trigger order feature has been really popular, and our clients are really taking advantage of it. And so we're seeing some pretty significant gains. I talked to a client that had 20,000 started with us and doubled their money in one of our cryptos, sold, and then was able to buy in on that same crypto when it pulled back about 15%. And then he's going to continue to do that. So just in a few months was able to double their IRA, which is phenomenal, obviously. And, now they'll be able to jump back in on that crypto at a lower price.
That's pretty sweet. So I think it's safe to say that the SEC is not suing My Digital Money.
We're looking good right now. We've done everything above board, and we'll continue to do that. And listen, at the end of the day, any successful business, they're a victim of their success, right? I mean, that's really anybody that gets to that level is going to have things happen to them. But I also think that based on when they started, there was no regulation. And so if they determined that some of the laws that they're enacting today are laws that they should have followed 7-8 years ago, which would have been impossible for Coinbase. But we've seen these things happen where things get backdated. And if they do get backdated, then I wouldn't be surprised if there's some fines for Coinbase in the future.
Sure. So, just getting now to the idea of precious metals, aside from crypto as an investment. One of the biggest things that I've been waiting to see happen is the increase in the price in silver. I mean, there's a major push right now for electric vehicles throughout the United States, and silver is a major component in those electric vehicles. How long are they going to be able to artificially deflate the price of silver when they have such an astronomical need for it? And not just among like technology, but in the people like us. I mean, we're buying silver almost every single week.
Yeah, I mean, I think the demand, once the car demand hits the breaking point, I think we're there. Gasoline prices are skyrocketing across the country. I just filled up my tank here, and it was $90 to fill up this tank. I got an SUV and a bunch of kids, and a lot of people are dealing with the same stuff I am. So I'm at the breaking point too. There's a point in the next 2 to 3 years where people are just going to be fed up with paying these astronomical prices. And once people are waiting for these vehicles, and people just are fed up and they're not buying the gas vehicles anymore, that's when we're going to see this shift. So I predict silver in the next 2 to 3 years will break its all-time high. I think it'll break $49 an ounce, which would be a big gain from where it is today. And that would just be based on industrial demand, not even retail demand. The industrial demand for it will hit those numbers, if not higher. And I guarantee, just like silver always does, it will move extremely fast. It will be one of those things where it'll move up $8 to $10 in 6 months. I mean, silver could move that quickly, and I think we're going to see that start to happen again. So it is being patient, with a lot of these investments, but that's the smart investors have their patient, slow investments like precious metals and real estate, things that you're just going to hold forever as long as you can, and then if you ever need it, you sell it. But those are things you hold, and then you got your riskier crypto stuff. But that's what a lot of people are doing, is they're taking their profits from their crypto and other investments, and then they're dumping it into the safe stuff, which makes a lot of sense. Because the closer you get to retirement, you want to be much heavier in safer stuff. And you and I have the energy day to day to watch our crypto or to watch our stocks or to whatever we're invested into, but at retirement, you want to enjoy your life. And so that's why people shift towards these inflation-proof investments, stuff that's really safe and secure. And that's where everybody should be as they get closer to retirement age.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right now I think I'm a little bit heavy in crypto, but I mean, I enjoy watching that volatility. And, over just the course of the last couple of months, it's been awesome watching everything just rebound back from where it was like a year ago. It's always very, very exciting. So, I'll just, again, thinking about electric vehicles, one of the things that I feel has been a real detriment to them taking off, and I don't understand how the Biden administration thinks they're going to fix this, is the lack of range. Like, I travel pretty much every weekend, 4.5, 5 hours at a time. And that's about double the traditional range of electric vehicles. So, how are they? Well, and here's the other thing, Colin, is that I don't remember seeing anything about electric vehicle charging stations being included in the infrastructure bill, which is like, that would be like the perfect place for it to be. Like, if they're going to try to convert us over, then where else would it end up being paid for?
The problem is that the infrastructure bill doesn't help small business owners. That would help small business owners, right? I mean, that if they went to all these gas station owners and said, "Hey, here's we're going to give you a loan, like we gave the loan to everybody last year. We're going to give you $200,000 loan. The place at your station where people are filling their tires up with air, turn that in, give me 6 charging stations, here's some money for that. You could charge a little bit for it. But that would make them. That's my whole problem with the whole infrastructure bill from the start. It doesn't. There's no money in there to help regular business owners, and a lot of those gas station owners are just regular people that are working at that gas station 10 to 12 hours a day, working hard, and they're going to get that whole industry is going to be shifted as more people are unwilling to pay those prices for gasoline, as more people work from home. There's less driving going to be happening. That whole industry is going to shift dramatically. And so if people that own those, they don't make that move and they don't invest in the new technology, they're going to be left behind like a lot of industries are with robots and the technology. So you're right. The range anxiety, as they call it, is a big component to that. But I would say that even until then, most families have 2 cars still. And even if you had 1 car that was gas and 1 electric, like even if the whole United States moved in that direction, the demand would be extremely high, much higher than where it is right now. And then you could have the one that takes gas until they have enough charging stations. And then you could, use the other one for commuting around and just, a little day-to-day A to B driving and stuff like that. So I'm excited about silver. I like where it's going to go. I think that, the demand for silver is not going anywhere. The miners that we speak to, I sell a lot of metals to miners, silver and gold miners that, for their IRAs, and we store metals for them all over the country, and they can't understand the prices right now. And we had this conversation with them last year. They were like, it should be in the low 20s. I was having this conversation with people for 2-3 years. Now they're saying it should be in the low 30s minimum. That should be the floor. So I like knowing that my investment in silver is the downside is low. I think that gives me a lot of comfort. Other investments, you just don't. The stock market's at an all-time high. Crypto is volatile. I don't think it's great for investors to have all their money in investments that have so much downside. That really gives people a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, definitely. Well, nothing's going to make me stop buying silver, that's for certain. And I love being able to watch it and know that at some point it's going to be worth a lot more than it is right now. Like, they have just been able to keep it low. And as long as it's low, I'm just going to keep buying, because at some point it's going to be worth a heck of a lot more. I mean, just thinking about gold going back just a couple of years, and just kicking myself, wishing that at that time I would have been able to afford to purchase it, because now it's just straight to the moon. And I'm sure that, this is probably on the low end too for gold. I mean, it's just going to get more and more. Well,
and, I'd be curious if you'd be willing to share your experience on eBay, because I have a lot of people that call us that say, oh, I want to buy on eBay. And I've looked at stuff on eBay, and every time I look at it, I go, the prices don't make sense.
Yeah.
Who am I getting it from? But I'd be curious if you'd be willing to share just a little bit about your experience, because I know we talked about it.
That's right.
Last time about you trying to buy some gold off eBay. So.
Yeah. So a couple of different places I will look to see if I can find good deals. Excuse me. Both Etsy and eBay. eBay tends to actually be a little bit more on the expensive side. The stuff that I found on Etsy has tended to be just a little bit too good to be true. So last month, I was looking around and I found this shop, and they had a bunch of coins that were really awesome, different countries from early or late 19th century, early 20th century, and they were all in pretty good shape. I think there was something from Prussia, a couple of coins from Great Britain, something from Mexico, some French stuff, all these different types of coins. And so I was like, wow, this is great. And I favorited a bunch of stuff. And what's interesting with Etsy is that people can send you a coupon. And so this woman sent me a 25% off coupon. And I was like, oh my God, it was already a great price. And then it was well below spot once she gave me this coupon. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to buy it all up. And I think that was it was just over a month ago, and after a couple of weeks, there was no movement. It said that the stuff had shipped, but then there was no tracking number or anything, and so I sent a message off, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on with this stuff?" And then she canceled the order and closed the shop, which when that happens, you have no way to reach out to these people, and so I was like, "Oh, she beat me. She got me for all these coins." But thank God, with Etsy, you can have a conversation with the actual website itself, and they gave me my money back. But I was very salty about that. And then there was another one just in the last 24 hours. It was a couple of 10-ounce gold bars that I had been watching for a while, and I think that it was 50. It was 50 ounces of gold, altogether. It was 5 10-ounce bars. And some of them had sold and some of them hadn't. And so now there's 2 bars left, and the seller wanted me to buy them for only $10,000. Not that I have $10,000 laying around, everybody, but the idea of 20 ounces of gold for $10,000, of course, piqued my interest, because it's well below market value. And I might try to scrounge up $10,000 between a couple of friends, but I would have no way to check it. I would have no way to know whether or not it's real.
And that's the whole problem. That's why, I've been in the business a long time, and I've seen so many of these too good to be true situations. And, it's going with a reputable place, because the big problem too is, let's say you buy that, you get it, you think it's fine. And then you go, okay, gold doubles, I want to sell. And then you send it to the other person, and the other person says it's not real.
It's lead. It's gold covered lead.
And so not only, you lost, you basically lost $10,000, and you lost the potential growth, right? Because if you just buy gold and it doubles, you're going to win, right? You're making money.
Yeah.
So you lost and all the time and the effort. And so, it's part of the reason that you want to go with a reputable place like us, like Noble Gold. We make sure that everything is sent out, is verified, authenticated. It's going to be in great condition. I'm buying and selling all the time for myself. Well, not selling, but buying personally. So all the inventory that I'm sending to clients, I'm getting too. I buy every quarter, or if gold drops more, I buy more.
Yeah.
And so it's just, you really want to be careful about, some of these things that you see online. I've seen things on eBay where there's people got it and they went to a shop and it was a scam, and they went back. They couldn't find the person.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, that a lot of the times those deals it can't happen. There's so many buyers of gold that no one's going to take that much of a discount. It's not like an asset that nobody wants, right? It's not like, buying dollars from Zimbabwe or something. Like, people want gold. So keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
It's fine for people. They feel like they got a good deal. Maybe once every 5 years you're going to get one good deal, but is it worth the effort to save? You're only ever going to save 3 to 4% if it's a legitimate place.
Right.
So for 5 years, looking around to save that, you're better served buying it, getting it from a place you respect, socking it away, and focus on how you make money. Focus on your day to day. I think a big problem for people, a lot of times, they want to get deals on so many things. They're wasting, you can save $20, but in your business you make $500 a day. Well, don't worry about the $20. Make the 500 or make 1,000 or 2.
Yeah.
It's you got to be. Your time is your money. That's the only thing you can't get back. And so, go, if gold and silver is right, check the source, make sure they're legitimate. Buy it, sock it away, and forget it. And that's it. That's the best way to do it with investments. Don't look back, just look forward, and then just focus on finding ways to create cash flow and funds for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the best way to do it. So,
well, on that note, do you want to grab that coin to show us?
Yeah, let me get that real quick.
Okay.
The ship of gold.
Yeah, let's see this. Oh, wow.
Gold. There was a little over 3,000 of these coins. Here's the Here's the box here.
Yeah.
And you can see right here. Here's that gold coin there.
Very cool.
Yeah, and this is authenticated PCGS. The owner of PCGS was involved in the authentication. Plus, they had a scientist named Bob Evans, who's renowned for this. And yeah, this was at the bottom of the ocean. This coin was at the bottom of the ocean for a very long time. It was 160 years at the bottom of the ocean. But look, I mean, if you can see, I don't know if you can see the quality.
Yeah.
The quality is incredible.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was going to ask, I mean, because, well, I don't know if you saw the commercial that I made for it, but I found a bunch of great footage of them actually bringing all of that treasure up. And you could see, I mean, obviously, you're under the ocean for 160 years or something like that. There's going to be deposits on it. But the fact that they were able to clean it off and make it look so beautiful, considering that, it's pretty amazing.
Well, the gold, most of the gold, like this gold, was in tubes. The stuff that was still in tubes actually stayed pretty intact. The silver, there's silver from the ship that that really was damaged, and then there was larger gold bars that looked like they were at the bottom of the ocean. And I don't know if I told you the story, but one of the rare coin guys that we've been doing business together and we buy sell with, he was telling me that he sold one of the big gold bars to a client of his, and he called him when he got it. And he said, "Hey, so how was the shipment?" And he's like, "Oh, it's great. It went right back to its home." And he said, "What do you mean it went right back to its home?" He said, "Yeah, I took it out of the box and I put it right in my big fish tank."
Oh, to be that wealthy, huh?
Just dropping gold in your fish tank like it's nothing, right?
Oh, my God.
I don't know if I would do that. That doesn't make sense to me, but yeah. So anybody that's interested, we had 50 of these coins. I think we have about 30 left of these. And these are affordable coins. I mean, the most expensive one we have, I think, is $21,000 or $22,000, but they range all the way down to $3,000 or $4,000. So you can get something that's limited. I mean, there was only 3,158 gold coins they brought up out of the ship.
Oh, wow.
And to get an actual shipwreck coin that you could keep in your collection, I think is really fantastic. So
pretty sweet.
For anyone that's looking for a gift or something different, give us a call. All of our sales associates have a lot of good information on these coins, and they're all, but the number one question I always get is how do you know they're real? They come in the box. They're from PCGS. They've never been opened. They come with a certificate of authenticity. So believe me, these are the actual coins that came out of the ship of gold. So if someone's interested in that, give us a call.
All right. Awesome. Well, Colin, thanks again for being here today, buddy. I appreciate you pulling that out, too. I obviously heard about it, but I hadn't seen one in its actual case yet. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
You too, brother. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Just wanted to say one more thing. If you're watching me on any of these various platforms where I'm posting this video, please do me a favor. Head on over to my website, redpill78news.com. That's where you can find all of my links to every single video. I also post all of my videos there in one central location. My live streams are also streamed live from there as well. You can also get to the audio podcast through that link on my website, which is also available at Podbean, Apple, Google, any other place where you can download audio podcasts. And of course, as always, if you appreciate what I do, please consider supporting the show, redpill78news.com/donate. Otherwise, if you're unable to, please consider sharing the show, giving it a like when you see a place where you can like it, and helping me get the word out. Send it to your friends and family. All right, guys, I really appreciate all the support from everyone out there in the audience. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys next time.
Looking to align your money with your patriotic values? Go to constitutionwealth.com/values and get our free download, 8 critical questions you need answered to find a financial planner you can trust. That's constitutionwealth.com/values, the Patriot's Choice in Wealth Management.